Hi, how are you doing? In this video, we will be explaining how to start working with building games and animations from code.org. First of all, we need to know how to sign in or how to log in to your account on code.org. Here I created a dummy account or a trial account on grade 9A section. Definitely we're having two different sections for 9A and 9B. Each one has a different section code. The section code we're having here, WCXNKM, is for grade 9A. We're having a different one for 9B. So make sure to check your Classera mailbox as I sent already the login details. Okay, each one of you will be having a different section. Definitely I'm talking about 9A and 9B, and then each student will has his own secret word. First of all, you need to open www.code.org. Then from here, enter your section code. I'm gonna use the one for A, this one. Just copy and paste. Click go. Then you need to select your name and enter your secret word. Here I selected dummy, and then I'm going to copy the secret word here and sign in. Maybe we're having an extra space. Okay, here we are in unit 3, animations and games. We're gonna start from lesson 3, drawing and game lab. Well, I guess during the Zoom sessions we're done with the lesson overview. Level 2 will be introduction to game lab, and in level 3 we're having a video, and here we're gonna know how to use the grid. Okay, in level 4 you can click here to show grid, and our task is to minus done. I'm going to start over. We need to place 2 squares in the 2 corners of the screen as we're having here, and we already have one rectangle in the position 100 and 100. The first 100 will be the X and the second one will be the Y. Here we are talking about the Y axis and the X axis, the vertical and the horizontal axis. So if we click run and show grid, we can see that the square, when we are here, it's in 100 and 100, and you can know the value of X and Y while you are pointing. For example, here under the button reset, you're gonna see the value of X and Y. Okay, and now we're going to move the first rectangle or the rect to be here in point 0 and 0. So I'm gonna change the value of X and Y to be 0 and 0, reset and run. Now we're having our rectangle in the first corner. Feel free to show grid or to unshow them, it's up to you. Okay, the second one, but having the grid will be easier to know the value of X and Y by pointing to a certain, by having your mouse pointing to a certain place or a certain point on the grid. So I'm gonna have it here, the second one, meaning it's 394 and 394. Drag another block for a rectangle. We say it's 300, don't remember, 349 and 349. Reset and run. Now we're having our squares in the 2 points, reset and run, and then finish. Okay, continue. Okay, here we're having another video giving you more information about using GameLab. Actually, in lesson 3 and lesson 4, we are learning how to use GameLab. Okay, starting from level 5 and so on, we're gonna have a project or a sample. We're going to do it, and then during the Zoom session, we're having like a sample for a project. Okay, I'm going to explain how to make the sample, and then your homework or your assignment will be doing the same sample on your own. Watch the video and then click continue. And level 6, I guess mine is not done. Yes, it's not done. We're gonna learn how to use the block fill color. You can also make your rectangles different colors with the fill. It will set the color for every shape that comes after it in the code. By the way, we need to use the fill color before adding the rectangle blocks. Okay, so if we need to change the color of the 2 rectangles, okay, if we click run, we're having the 2 rectangles in blue. So we need to add the fill color block before adding the rectangle above, and then the 2 rectangles. From here we may change the color to yellow and add a third one, which should be here. Leave a block and it should be here. Okay, from here we can say its value as x equals 98 and y equals 197. So 98, okay, and 197, reset and run. Now we're having 3 squares, okay, in yellow. Finish and continue. In level 7, we're gonna learn how to order our codes to change the outcome or to change the shapes we're going to draw. Here we have our code. Okay, we're having fill with red and then a rectangle, and fill with blue and then a different rectangle. Okay, and each rectangle has a different x and y positions. If we click run, okay, we're having the red rectangle and then the blue one. So our code will be ordered from top down. So the one will be at the back will be the one we added first in the code, and then if we need to have another one at the top, okay, it should be it should come after in the code or in the order of the code. Here we have the code ordered from 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rectangle in line 2 will be at the back, and then the one in line 4 will be to the top. Okay, now we need to have the same shape we're having here. Okay, our task will be look at the code that draws the 2 rectangles. The first is drawn red and the second is drawn in blue. Change the red rectangle's color to green, so the red rectangle should be in green. Okay, and change the order of the code, so the green rectangle will be on the top. So what should we do? We're gonna take the fill green and the rectangle, okay, and drag them here to be after the blue one. Okay, and remember, if we need to have the 2 shapes in different colors, we need to add the color before the rectangle as we're having here. Okay, the rectangle in position 200 and 200 should be in blue, and blue should be before the rectangle, and green should be before the other one اللي هو in 175 and 175. Reset and run. Okay, now we're having the blue one at the back as the order of the rectangle in line 2, and the other one in line 4, it should be at the top. So this is how to order your code to change your outcome. Finish and continue. Okay, you can use the ellipse to make a circle. Now we're gonna use a different block, which is ellipse, to draw circles. Click run to see what do we have. We're having fill, okay, with a color, and then ellipse in position 100 and 100 here. Show grad, okay, 100 and 100. And then we need another one. I guess it's in orange, so we're going to fill color, and here we're gonna type orange, and drag a block with ellipse. It should be, for example, here, so 250 and 189, so 150 and 198. Okay, sorry, it should be here like 200. Okay, not 100, it's a 200. Okay, finish and continue. Okay, in level 9 we're having a different task. Here we have a code, okay? We need to rearrange the code to have the same shape here on the right. Click run. Okay, you need to rearrange the code so we're having the same shape on the right, okay? You need to do it on your own. And by the way, your homework will be finishing lesson 3 and lesson 4. I'm going to explain lesson 4 here during the same video, okay? But I'm just reminding you that your task will be finishing the levels on lesson 3 and lesson 4, and I'm gonna leave level 9 for you. It's so easy, just rearrange the codes you're having here to draw the same shape on the right. Click on more to open lesson 4. Okay, click level 1. Okay, on level 1 we're having the lesson overview, and we're having the new codes we're going to use in lesson 4. We're having the background color, we're still having the ellipse and rect, and we're going to add random number. And by the way, we used the block random number last year with App Lab, okay? For new vocabs, we're having the word parameter, an extra piece of information that will be entered to a function to customize it for a specific need. Okay, and remember we used the parameter last year with App Lab as well. Click continue. In level 4, we're having a new task. Look at the code and try to figure out how the last two inputs in rect work. Here we have new two inputs, W and H, the width and height. Remember in lesson 3 we just entered the value or the position of X and Y for the rectangle, and we're having a square as an output. Now we're having the W and H. When we're adding a value for W and H, we're having two rectangles, okay? By adding definitely different value for W and H, we're having a rectangle. By having the same value for W and H, we're having a square. When we click run, we're gonna see a blue rectangle and a red one. Our task is to change the height of each one, so we're having the blue one longer than the red one. So here we're having 200. We can change it to be 150, and we can change the red one to be 200 to be taller. Okay, I'm changing the edge or the second value, the last one يعني. Reset. Okay, now we're having the blue one shorter than the red one. Click finish and continue. Well, in level 3, okay, we're having a task. Write code that makes an orange ellipse behind the green one. Don't worry about the exact size as long as the green ellipse is entirely inside the orange one. Click to see what do we have. Click run to see what do we have. We're having a green circle using the codes fill green, ellipse, and different sizes for. We're having a code with fill green and ellipse. The first two are the X, Y. Then we're having the W and H. To have an orange circle behind the green one, we need to drag fill color and change the yellow to be orange. Okay, then drag ellipse, okay, after the orange. We need the orange one to be behind the green one, so it should be, we need the orange one to be in behind the green one, so we should start by adding the code of the orange one, then the green one. Okay, click reset and run. Okay, it's too big, we can make it smaller by, for example, having this one 300 and this one 200. Okay, reset and run. Okay, which is fine. Finish, continue. While in level 4, we're having a different task, which is to change the background. Okay, run the code to see the background. Run. Okay, we're having a yellow background. Okay, we need to change the background color from yellow to, as we said before, wherever will be at the back should be, or behind should be at the top. So we should start by dragging the background color block to be the first one, then change yellow to be, he said, orange. Okay, reset and run. Okay, once we run, we can see that we had a purple square that was at the back, but having the background block inside the code, okay, make the purple one to be behind. Finish. In level 5, we're having a new task, which is use the background to make a black background behind the green circle. I guess this one is so easy and you can do it on your own. And the next level, we are still working with parameters. And what did we say about parameters? For example, X is a parameter, Y, W, and H. Passing a value or entering a value inside our function is called a parameter. And what is a function? The block here, background color, is a function. It's a built-in function in GameLab, and fill color is the same. It's a built-in function in GameLab and so on. Okay, so passing a value to fill color, instead of the word color, we're going to add a certain color. The color will be entered as a parameter. You need to run the code, okay, and change the parameters we're having here in the workspace to have the same scene as you're having here on the right side. okay, and you're gonna do it again on your own. Well, in level 7 we are still using the parameters. Now that you need to run your program, okay, and you need to change the parameters of the oval shape here, or the ellipse, okay, the white ellipse, which is the cloud here, to have it in the same direction as you're having here on the right side, okay. Then in level 8, which is not a level or a task to be done, it's a kind of summary for the rect function and the ellipse function. Continue. In level 9 we are back to random number, the block here. Do you remember the block here exists in math tab, okay. We're gonna use it to do a function, run the program several times to see how it works, change the numbers inside random number, and run the code again a few times to see what changes. Run. Okay, here we're having a small circle. When we reset and run again, it will change its position. Reset and run again. Okay, actually we are changing the x value of the ellipse, okay, as we replaced it here in the ellipse code. The first one should be the x, the second one y, w, and h. We replaced the value of the x value on the x-axis by a random number. A random number will set a minimum value and a maximum value. Each time we're gonna run our program, it will take a different value between the minimum, which is 0 here, and the maximum, which is 400, okay. Try to change the 0, for example, to start from 300. What do you think? What will happen? Reset and run. Yes, the value of the x of the ellipse or the circle we're having here will be moving only from 300, okay, to 400 on the x-axis. I guess only in that place. Okay, here we have the 300, so it should be moving from here to here, the 400. Reset and run. Okay, as you can see, it's moving only in between the space from here to here. Finish. Continue. In level 10, use random number for the ellipsis y parameter, so the circle is drawn in a random y position too. So we're going to click math, drag a random number block, place it here in the place of y, and we need it to like moving everywhere on the screen, so we're gonna make it 0 to 400, okay. 400, okay, 400 I guess is here. Run. So every time it will take a different place, as we set a random value for the x and a random value for the y, okay. Okay, finish. In level 11, we're having a kind of challenge. You need to draw the same rainbow snake as we're having here, using ellipses, and replace the y value of the ellipse by a random number, okay. So whenever we're going to run the program, the snake will moving up and down, taking a different y value. Reset and run. Okay. You need to complete the rest of them, the green, the blue, and the purple. You can do it on your own. Remember, our homework will be finalizing lesson 3 and lesson 4, inshallah. Thanks for watching.